Hello, everyone. This is Tom, the Lone Wolf Prepper. It is April 29th, 2025. Hard to believe a third of the year is almost over already. I like that beautiful scenery behind me. Anyway, we're going to talk tonight about investing in yourself as a prepper. Okay? Taking some of that fiat currency that you have and investing it in yourself, such as skills. That's one thing when our fiat currency becomes less and less value, the skills you have are going to become more valuable. For one thing, it'll be a barter item. Big thing. And as the dollar declines even worse and worse, people are going to start doing more for themselves. Okay? But what can you do to invest in yourself? Okay, everybody's got something they want to learn, something they haven't learned yet, whether it be prepping or I don't know, something you always want to do in life. Okay, you need to invest in yourself. Now, the best investments would be obviously that are gonna help you through SHTF, but anything, any skill, if you make it through SHTF, is going to be appreciated. Let's say you know how to play piano. Teaching people how to play piano on the other side, that's going to be important. Musical stuff. Obviously, educational stuff, but with the teachers we have these days, anyway, they need to be retaught. But any skill that you wanted to learn, okay? And that's just, I don't know, would it be woodworking? Would it be working with horses? Okay? One of those childhood dreams, becoming the ultimate bushcrafter. You know, stuff that you can spend that fiat currency on to learn some skills. Okay? Not only buy in supplies, but invest in money in that, but invest in money into yourself. Maybe you need to take, I don't know, classes on how to deal with stress. You know, a MAG. If you're in a MAG, that MAG should be getting educated. And what I mean by educated, they need to start going to, I don't know what you call it. I don't want to call it classes, but in a MAG, there's going to be a lot of stresses that a lone wolf doesn't have to deal with. Okay? And one of your skills obviously need to be dealing with stress. And if you're in charge of that MAG, well, I'd start taking some leadership more than an authoritarian type of deal. You know, you need to know how to use tact to get people to do stuff they don't want to do. And you need to, I mean, you as a leader in a MAG, you need to be best in almost everything. At least you need to know how to do everything. At least have a certain idea. You can't lead unless you know what the hell's going on. At least it makes it easier. Okay? But there's lots of skills that you can invest your money in now, while you can still trade that green piece of paper for knowledge. Okay? And if you find somebody that's got those skills that you want to learn, you know, say, hey, can I learn from you? You know, every person's a teacher, and every person can be a student, okay? It just depends on who you run into and what you know and stuff, but spend some of that money, invest it in yourself. Now, one of the best ways to invest in yourself would be getting physically fit, okay? Going to a gym, or just going out and buying exercise equipment. You don't even have to buy it, you know, but invest the time into yourself to get into shape, to get healthy. For, you know, when there isn't a doctor, the doctor that's going to be around, or an ambulance that you're going to be able to call. Okay, they always say, well, lone wolf ain't going to work because in case you get hurt, you ain't going to have nobody there for you. Well, even if you're out of shape and hospitals are closed down and you're unhealthy, you're going to be in trouble too, especially if you have serious illnesses. But I always say, people, if they'll spend hours in the doctor's office waiting to be seen, How about spend some time in the gym? It's good. It's staying healthy, clears your mind. I mean, there's more to working out than just physical. That's good for you. But that's one way to invest in yourself. Being in shape and being healthy when this all goes down is going to be a big percentage of whether you survive or not. I mean, the last thing you want is a class you could have went through and you had the money in the bank, but let's say you were cheap and didn't want to go to that class. And then it comes to the point where you need that skills you could learn in the class, but the money you had in the bank is still there, but it's worthless because the bank ain't open no more. I just would hate to see somebody have a lot of money during SHTF that's going to be meaningless when they could have spent it on skills and getting in shape and investing it in themselves. Anyway, people invest in stock market, people invest in a lot of things. But I still say the best investment is yourself because you're the one who's going to be concerned with making yourself money. So, figure out a way to invest in yourself. You give your money to these financial brokers with your 401k, all they care about is there's enough in there where they can get their percentage every year. Anyway, but start investing in yourself. We got time. It's never too late to learn new skills and start getting in shape. Tomorrow could be the first day of the rest of your life. But anyway, take some time in some of that fiat currency and invest in yourself. Make sure you become everything you need to be so you don't need anybody else just in case. So you're prepared to live that lone wolf style if you need to. Anyway, that's all I got for this evening. This is Tom, the Lone Wolf Prepper. I'm out.